Good evening, Going Hard for Christ Church. It's good to see everyone here tonight. I just honor God for this opportunity. I thank our pastors, Pastor Lawrence and Pastor Nichelle, for this opportunity. When I approached Pastor about us all learning more about what is available for us in the community, God had been putting this on my heart for a long time. I had, when I moved here to Tulsa, I didn't have a job. I didn't, I had to pretty much start all over with the help of my husband, Cornell. And when he blessed me with the position at Tulsa Habitat for Humanity, I realized almost immediately that it was a divine connection because of some of the things that the company stood for, some of the things that they were doing in the community, and even the connections he was making with the people in the company as well. And so I just thank God for what he has done during this time. And there's been occasions where I've kind of questioned, since I've only been here in Tulsa for it's going on 3 years now, maybe 2000. Okay, it's over 3 years. I came in November 2017. I've been in the community, and I've seen some different things, and the whole time I've been asking God, why am I seeing this? Because I believe God shows me things, and he shows me for a reason. I've learned this over the years in my walk with him. I don't understand everything. We're not to understand everything. But as I continue to pray and I continue to observe, I'm noticing that there's a gap. There's a gap. And Elian will tell you more about that gap. And I wanted the Holy Spirit to help me with this because I want us to be aware of where we are as a community and what's available for us as a community. I believe what the Bible says, that we perish from a lack of knowledge. And, if you read your word, and we've been reading in the one-year Bible, Abraham was promised that he would get territory, he would get land. But he had to, his family, the generation after him would have to take possession of the land. I think and believe that we are part of that. There's land that God has promised for us, but we have to understand what we need to do to possess the land. And so, as part of this, I believe that that's the divine connection that God has made with this presentation tonight. So I ask that you would, be attentive. If it doesn't apply to you, that's fine, but it may apply to somebody that you know. Tulsa Habitat is a great program. It's helping people become homeowners. It's helping people to possess the land. And I believe that when we learn how to possess the land, then we can do what God has called us to do within the territory that he's placing us. So it's a step-by-step, it's a process. And even though you may not qualify, there's still opportunity for you to learn how to be a good neighbor and how to be the person that God has called us to be. And so I guess I'm going to go ahead and call her up. Elian Hurtado has been with Tulsa Habitat for about a year or two, almost 2 years now. She's the director of client services, and she's been giving this homeowner presentation faithfully since she's been there. And she's been in different areas, different genres, different community arenas, I should say. And so I want you all to welcome her with our Going Hard for Christ. Welcome for Elian Hurtado to come up.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me. It is an honor for me to be here. I mean, I'm amazed by the service. I got emotional myself. I can feel the spirit here, so you guys are blessed to have this place. So thank you. Thank you so much. Patrice was right. I only been with Habitat for a year, by the way. So let me just tell you a little bit. I don't like when I start talking and people, or I go to places and they start talking and they don't say anything about themselves, because we have to create some kind of connection first. So aside of working for Habitat, I'm an immigrant. I came from Venezuela 24 years ago. So half of my life I've been living here and half of my life in Venezuela, but Tulsa is home. Tulsa is on my heart. It's like I've been dating her for years, and I'm in love with this city. It's a blessing. It gives you the chance to start over. And been working as a mortgage lender for over 16 years here in Tulsa, and somebody up there told me I have to change careers and, walk away from that lucrative business and work for a nonprofit organization, and here I am. So I needed to share my knowledge and with the people and help the people directly without putting a dollar sign on their face, and just like reach to their heart, help them get them out where they are and put them in the place. So I actually met with you a couple years ago to see if we can do something for your organization, which I actually love, and she's been doing such a good job. But I think that God drew me and put me on this place for a reason. And I'm going to say before I start this presentation that financially, you can always start from scratch and change your whole past. If you hear my credit is bad, there is no way, I have a, bad credit history in the past, you can always recover. Don't listen to your credit is bad, you cannot do anything for the rest of your life, because it's not true. You can always recover. There is steps. You have to have discipline, but you can always recover. So if you listen to this presentation and you're like, that's not for me because I don't have good credit, I'm going to offer you the ways where we can walk to the right path and get the credit fixed. And I'm moved by your church. I think that I'm here for a reason. And I applaud Patrice that brought me here, because what I'm going to offer is that when I finish this, and I haven't offered this to anybody, but when I finish this presentation, I think you have folders with applications and everything, but if you want to go ahead and move forward and apply for the program and you don't qualify, I'm going to offer you a one-on-one credit consultation for free, of course, because I work for a nonprofit. I don't do that often because it's very hard to do one-on-one credit consultation. The people have to be willing to do it. Because it's funny, when you say free credit consultation, people don't go. But if you tell them, I'm going to charge you $150 an hour, they save so they can go and pay the $150 an hour. But no, we can do it for free. So I would love to do that one-on-one because I do believe in recovery. I do believe in second chance. And I actually believe in more than second chance, several chances. So I'm going to give you the details about that later. But I don't have the clicker, so I just keep talking or just do like this. Next. Okay. All right. So who we are, Habitat for Humanity, is enough about me, right? People love to talk about that stuff. I can be in this place for an hour talking about me, but I'm here to talk about Habitat. So Tulsa Habitat for Humanity is a nonprofit organization, and how we do it. Okay, our goal is to have affordable housing. Affordable housing. So how can you build a house and be affordable? That's hard. But we do it through donations, of course, that's our main thing. We do it through donations, and we do it through volunteering. Like we ask big companies to send their employees, like, I don't know, Hilti, Whirlpool, Aeon, and they go and help and build literally. We give them a little training and they go and help. And we also under the umbrella of Habitat International, and they donate like the appliance of the houses and stuff. City of Tulsa sometimes donate the lots so we can build, in donated lots. So that's how we can maybe build a house that will appraise for 175,000 and we can sell it to you for 135. Another way to do it affordable is through an affordable lending program, and I will tell you later how we're going to do that. I will explain more in detail. This is just briefly, but that's how we do it, okay? So this is the price of the houses. I think I just have to do like this, right? Am I doing this right? Like, okay. The houses start from 110 to 140. The 110 is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and the 140 is 4-bedroom. We don't have that many 4-bedroom because it's really hard to get somebody qualified for 140. And the middle one is 130, which is 3-bedroom, 2-bath. The one for 110 doesn't have car garage, but that's how we make it affordable for 110. Okay, and like this. This is the 3-bedroom, 2-bath without the car garage. It has like a car pot where you can, park the car, but doesn't have the car garage. And this one is for 110. The next one is the 130. This is the most popular one, and I will tell you in just a bit where we're building. But if you decide to see it yourself, you can drive by Kinder Whittier area, which is like 3rd and Lewis by TU. And definitely you will see more than one house with this style. I mean, I love that style. It's like like a cute little house. And I like the car garage. And that one is the most popular one. This one is the 4-bedroom. Like I said, we don't build that many of those, probably 10% of our production is 4-bedroom, but we also have large families, for moms or families with they have 5 kids, 6 kids. We have to go to the 4-bedroom one, so that's why we have to have it available. Here's the map where we're building right now. So we're building in Crutchfield. Is everybody familiar with Crutchfield, where it is? It's like the north side after the I-44. Like there is Kinder Whittier on 3rd and Lewis, and then the highway, and it's immediately after the highway to the left. That's Crutchfield. And the school district is Tulsa Public. There is 2 main schools there, Kinder Whittier and Sequoia. They're doing really good with working with parents, with reading programs, with assistants. So I make sure that because some people are afraid that that area is not the best for schools. I make sure that I put you on the right district and talk to the teachers. And, it's not only moving to the house. We want you to send your kids to a nice school. And also, our mission is for you to help us improve that neighborhood. So we want the kids to stay in the school area. We want them to go and play outside. We're working very closely with the safety in the area, with the police officers. I mean, our job is not only just to build a house, we want to build a community. So moving on, how do I apply to the program? Okay, here's the interesting thing. So we bought folders. They're in the lobby, and Patricia will help you with that. Make sure that when you fill out the forms, you put Going Hard for Christ, like somewhere, so I know that I offer you the one-on-one consultation for credit counseling. And I know that application came from here. But basically, every time that you turn in an application, we'll have to pull credit. We pull the true credit. We don't do the Credit Karma thing, that free. No, we do the real thing. So I will tell you, okay, this is your credit score, and then, like I said, will sit with you and we do the one-on-one. But that will be the first step to fill out the application, and then we'll pull credit, and then we'll call you. So when I start there in Habitat, because I have my mortgage lending mind, then I was like, okay, you know what? Let's not tell people that you are denied, right? Let's just, I did it for 16 years. When somebody didn't qualify, I have to send that ugly letter. So I was like, I'm not going to do that anymore. So we don't deny families. We just tell them at this time, you don't meet the criteria, but I'm going to tell you what you need to do to meet the criteria, right? So we're going to tell you, okay, your credit score is not what it needs to be, but this is what you need to do to get there. Or the income is not what it needs to be, but this is what you need to do to get there. Or, yeah, we offer you the ways how you can meet the guidelines that we're offering of the program. So you have to have 600 credit score, and this is where I don't want people to leave. If they're leaving because they don't think they have credit score, I can help them. I'm kidding. Nobody's leaving. The 600 credit score, I don't want people to be scared. I mean, I actually because it's all about true stories. You always want to know when really something happened. I actually have my third child with assistant with the doctor because I couldn't get pregnant the third time, and I just wanted the third child, so we went to the doctor, and he helped us. So when I asked the doctor, this treatment really works? And he said, yeah. And I said, will you give me a phone number of somebody that had this treatment and had a baby so I can see the baby and touch it and make sure that it's real? And he did. So I called the mom, and she said, yeah, if you do this. And I'm like, okay, can I see your baby? And then I saw it and touched it, and I'm like, okay. So it's the same thing. I'm going to tell you something that really happened so you know it's for sure. So Lakeisha was a client of mine that came in January 2019. And she's a single mom of two kids. She put herself through college. She went to the beauty, well, not college, but she went to the beauty to get her license. And she was working really hard. And I pulled her credit. And her credit was like 480. And then she's like, I know you were going to tell me no. And I'm like, but wait. So I said, Lakeisha, if you do what I'm telling you to do, and you really do it, and you come back here in 6 months, I'm going to get you qualified. But you have to do it. Now, I like what she did. She took a pen and a notebook, and she was writing all the tips. You can tell when somebody really is not into, because you're telling them a bunch of information and they're not writing it down. Unless they're like, their mind is like super, oh my gosh, they can remember everything I just said. I mean, good for them. I don't. I have to write it down. So Lakeisha wrote down everything. So she came from like a 480 credit score. And I'm telling her name because I asked her permission. I won't tell you the last name, but I asked Lakeisha, can I use your example when I go out and talk? She worked really hard. She did exactly what I told her, because it requires hard work. It's not easy. It's possible, but it's not easy. But it's possible. So she did all the work that I told her to do, and she came back in I think it was October of 2019 that we repulled credit, and she's 620 credit score. So we already, select a house for her. We're building. It's going to take a few months, probably a year, but she's going to be a homeowner. So it really happened. She's a good example. She's a good example. And it's funny, she cut hairs, and this is not part of the presentation, but she has another cute story. She cut hairs, and apparently she cut the hair of one of our board members. Who knew? And I promise you, she didn't get to the 620 because she knew the guy. I don't work directly with the credit people. But anyway, so the guy called me, and he said, do you know Lakeisha? And I said, yeah, she's... Well, I want you to help her because she cut my hair. I'm like, you know what? I just pulled her credit, and her credit is 620. That before you even called me, we already helped her. But anyway, she's kind of popular, I guess. But anyway, when you work hard, and you do what it is need to be. And Patrice asked me before this presentation to pull numbers of, and this is like information maybe some people is like, I don't want to hear, I don't want to know, but you know what, like she said, when you are in the community, you need to know what is the strength of your community, what you do good, which this is really good. What you do over here is extremely good. So this is one of the things that you should be really proud. But there's stuff that you guys need to work on. So, and unfortunately, the amount of applications that I denied often come from my African American families because the credit score usually are very low. And you know what? Student loans are the number one reason. So that's just, it's like a photocopy. It's like the same problem over and over in different faces. So Patrice is very passionate about it. I was talking about this in a board meeting, and she was there, and she grabbed me and she said, "What can we do?" And I said, well, this is what we need to do. This is what we need to do. Because, I mean, it starts like in a small setting, and then you become a homeowner, or then you improve your credit. You don't have to buy a house, but you improve your credit. Then your life improves, and then you can tell your sister or your neighbors, and then that is possible, right? Yeah. Okay. So you have to, see, I just said the first thing, and I went on and on. But you have to be able to afford a house payment that doesn't exceed 30% of your income. So what it is that affordable housing is a problem because then you earn $2,000 a month and you spend $900 in a apartment and rent or rent payment, and that's 50% of your income. That is wrong. So what you need to do is like basically to live comfortable, you only should spend 30% of your income in a housing payment. That's why we to reach that, this is what we do. For the $130,000, for example, the sales price, then Habitat will give you a down payment assistance that it could be $5,000, $10,000, or $20,000. So you can come up with a monthly payment that is affordable that doesn't exceed that 30%. Does that make sense? Yeah. It is a low-income product. I mean, we only help low-income families. And if you're curious about what is low-income nationally, you can go to the HUD website, HUD website, and it will tell you across the board nationally what is considered low-income. So you have an idea, because some people is like, oh, but I made $45,000. And how many kids you have? 3. Okay, that is considered low income. You know, it can go up to $75,000 with a family of 6. That is still considered low income. So, I mean, I don't have that with me, but you can go and check to see if you will qualify with the income. And you guys hear me okay? Okay, all right. Yes. So what I did, this is what we did in Habitat, okay? We went and visited local banks, and we asked them, we need your help. We need you to loan money to our families with a lower interest rate, and that's how we can make it affordable too. So we got 5 or 4 banks that are locally, that cares about the community, that want to invest in us, and the loan program that we have is 3% interest rate fixed for 30 years. So if you go and apply for a mortgage, you're going to get 4.5, 4.8, but with Habitat, you get 3% fixed for 30 years. We do offer 100% financing. That means that you don't have to put any money out of pocket. And then, again, we give you the down payment. And sometimes we give down payment of 5%, and sometimes we give 20%, depending on the family, because what we do is we estimate the income, and we take that 30%, and the monthly payment have to be 30% or below, and then we can give, per family different amount. We just need to reach that 30%. So the monthly payments, I put $750 to $875, but really for a $130,000 home, the monthly payment could be $650 to $700. So that is what we call affordable. That's why we want to make it affordable. Thank you for the Thank you for the one that clapped for me. I'm gonna go to the next one because this one is boring. I don't want no boring. Now, this is something, and this is all on me, okay? This one you can blame it on me. When you are sitting there on that Saturday receiving that class, it's my fault. But when I got to Habitat, it was like, I was like, what? The Habitat had as a requirement for families to work in their own home or the neighbor home, and it's called sweat equity hours. So you have to work like literally with a hammer or this thing or painting. It was like 300 hours a year. So I'm like, okay, what about the single mom? Oh, what about the disabled person that cannot, or what about the guys that work 2 jobs? What time are you going to go and work 300 hours? But in Arvest, the bank that I worked before for years and years and years, I was 14 when I started in Harvard, okay, in Arvest, so I'm not that old. But no, I'm kidding. In Arvest, I created the Financial Literacy Center where we just teach financial literacy for free. So I'm like, why not teaching financial literacy and changing the hammer for education, for a classroom? So that is on me, that I change it. So that's what I'm saying. When you go to class that Saturday, I'm going to tell you all the classes that we're teaching. It is my fault. So I designed this educational program where instead of working in the house physically, you have to do this program. It takes 4 months to finish from the beginning to the end. And it is basically first-time home buyer class, get to know your credit class, banking 101. And then I went and be super creative, right? I'm like, what else can I teach? So what we're doing is, and it will, I think Patrice can give you this presentation and you will see more in detail. I'm not going to go and every single one of them, but it is money management 1, money management 2. We do budget together. We sit and we just literally have to write down how much you get paid, how much are your credit card bills, how much are your electricity bill. That class, a lot of ladies, they don't like it because then you can see how much you're spending going to Ross and on the hair, and I know. Actually, this is a true story. I went to a class in Spanish, that's my first language, in Kennedy Williams, and I just have Hispanic moms sitting there, and I did it in Spanish. And when I start doing this, apparently no, I knew this. Baby showers are expensive, right? Because then you have to buy the outfit, then you have to buy the present, and then you have to take the thing, like the plate. So we did an average thing, and you spend in your friend baby shower about $125 between the outfit, the present, and the plate that whatever you need to bring, the tacos, they brought tacos or whatever. I mean, that costs money. So it's like, how many baby showers can you go in a month? So you could, when you take the truth completely out and you put it on the table, you're like, okay, I love you. I want to go to your baby shower. I may not wear something new, and I just may, I don't know, just buy something less than tacos to offer, I don't know, carrots or something, I don't know. But that just tell you that we go deep down to the budget and see where is the money going? Where is the money going? And then you can change the habit or not, but at least we give you the option. Then in my creativity mind, I was like a creative mind, I was like, I need more classes. I visited with the health department, and apparently they have many, many options or services that they can offer for free. And I personally didn't know. And every time I bring this class to our families, they're like, what? For new moms, they offer so many things. They offer nurses that go to your house and help you how to raise your kid, help you how to breastfeed your kid. And then they have mosquito program. Like if you're living in a house and it's summer and then you see a lot of mosquitoes and you can call the health department and they go spray for free. Stuff like that. Bug bed problems. Like, I mean, they go and spray for free. I mean, stuff that I didn't know the health department offer. So that class is called Wellbeing, and I literally bring the health department and tell you, this is all we offer for free. And also create the Good Neighbor class. And what it is I like this class a lot. I bring the community policing. So Tulsa, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but they have the police department is trying to have the same police officers to monitor the same area over and over, so you get familiar with faces. Because we do want to do a good thing for Crutchfield and Kinder Whittier. We want to improve the safety, right? So if you see that something is not good in the area, some people, they are afraid to call. But then if you know the officer that you're calling, then it will be easy for you to call. So I bring those community policing officers to the class. So they tell you how to be a good neighbor also. And you always have those neighbors that have the couch on the... or they just have the truck sitting there for 4 months. You always have those neighbors. And then I bring at that time, every class, I bring the City of Tulsa inspector that is in charge for you to say, or to call and said, hey, my neighbor, and it's confidential. Your neighbor won't know that you call. But I think this couch has been sitting there in the driveway for, and it brings like cats and stuff. And so, you can feel comfortable. And then what is the city code about that. People parking the car in the grass, stuff like that I wasn't aware. So the banking 101 is basically just bring somebody from a bank and just tell you what is the difference between a CD or a saving account. So it's basic stuff. But that's about it. I don't want to, I see some people leaving. I don't want people to leave without finishing, in case you have any question. If this is how the program works. If you apply and you get approved, then you get to pick the lot that we have available. At this time, we have more families than lots. But if you apply, we show you the lots that we have available, and then as soon as you pick the lot, then we start building, and the turn time is about 6 months to a year. So if your credit is not the best, we have 6 months to a year to fix it. And if you apply and your credit is not where it needs to be, like I said, with the help of Patrice, I can set up a one-on-one appointment with you guys and go over your credit and tell you like a work plan to get it fixed. So I'm going to open up for questions in case you guys have any question. And I'm sorry if I speak too fast. I have to say something. I've been living here for 24 years, and this accent is not going away. I have paid money to take this accent away, and it's just stay with me. Yeah. I mean, honestly, going to school and everything. And so I'm sorry if the accent was too thick. I did my best.
Is there a minimum amount of income you have to make? You can only make so much.
Really good question. See, if the minimum monthly payment that we can offer is about $650, you have to make at least $2,200 a month, to achieve this. Now, this is what it could probably be a solution. And we've been pushing really hard in Tulsa Habitat, especially for 2020. One of our goals is to have units for rent, which is, we want a decent, nice place that we can offer for an affordable rent. So it can be like the first step. Like if your income is, I have a lot of not single mom, but older woman with just receiving Social Security benefits, and that's only like $1,500, $1,600, so they can only afford $400, $500 a month. I want to be able to offer a unit that I can rent for them for about 2 years, 1 year, until the income is better. But we're working on it. We just acquired a 6-unit apartment complex. At least is the first step. But what we're trying to bring to Habitat is that ownership is not the only path for affordable housing. rental, it could be, having an affordable, nice place to rent is also another way of affordable housing. Yes, that's if you go to the HUD website. Actually, I think we have, in the folder, she has there is an income, this is an income limit program. So here, I show you. I don't want to jump in here because I'm so sure I'm going to die if I do that. So it is, yes, the max income for a family of 4 is 55,000, and for a family of 8 is 73,000, and for a family of 1 is 39,000. Yeah. Yes. For a family of 8, 73,000. Yes. But Patrice have that information.
Hi.
Yes.
My kids are all grown and out the house, so it's just me. So will I qualify?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You don't say, you don't have to have kids to qualify.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll welcome everybody.
Oh, yes. Hi. I don't know if Habitat for Humanity varies from state to state, but where I just moved from, Habitat for Humanity also deals with existing housing. Is that done also here in Oklahoma? And
Yes.
what is the difference in the qualifications?
Yes, that's a good question too. It does change state to state because it's like Habitat for Humanity works like a franchise basically. So every state is different and it just works differently in different locations. But we do have sometimes, not a lot, houses that need, that we recover from a foreclosure and we remodel, and then maybe the sales price is like 80,000, 90,000, that's around it. But they go fast. We don't have, at this point, we don't have any in the inventory, but if we do, then, and you're interested and you qualify, then we'll call you, but they're very rare.
Is Habitat just catered towards women, or can a male apply?
Anybody can apply, We like men, we like women, we like everybody. Maybe something I say in this presentation, she thought it was only for women, right? What did I say? Oh my gosh. If my
Single
husband would
mothers.
my husband would say, it's your demeanor, because I'm always like,
Single mothers.
yeah, single mom, no, I'm sorry I said single mom too many. No, it's for everybody. No age requirement. No age. We just did a house, build a house for a 21-year-old guy that just got married. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
I had a question about if you're a felon or not. Is there some type of stipulations on that?
That is a
part?
really good question. We do, because Habitat for Humanity International require us to pull, what is it called? Background checks, right? Which I'm against, but that's Habitat for, because when you go and apply for a mortgage, they cannot pull a background check. So if a bank doesn't pull a background check, why do we have to pull it? But anyway, rules are rules. But there is always exceptions. We currently have a family that, she documented well that it happened years ago, that she had nothing to do with that anymore, that she recovered, whatever, and then we're doing it. So it just of course, sex offenders, we're trying to build a community, so we probably will have a problem with that. So thank God we haven't had any yet. But no, we probably offer a recovery program and a good explanation, and then move forward.
Can a single person get like a 3-bedroom, or is there a minimum that
See,
they can
a single person can get a 3-bedroom because a 3-bedroom, 2-bath is the smaller house we have. We only build 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and the 4-bedroom, 2-bath. So yes, we actually have a school teacher. I'm not gonna say female or male. A school teacher. that purchased a house, and he is single.
One more question. You said that student loans, the biggest thing. What about medical records?
Medical collections, repo. I'm going to say something about repo here. The biggest mistake that people do on their credit report is take the car back to the dealership. For the love of God, my Lord, don't do it. I'm going to tell you what happened when you do that. The dealership is going to tell you, yeah, give me the car, it's okay, it won't go to your credit, blah, blah, blah. They're lying. And your credit report is going to show something that is, say, repo. And then if you were paying, I actually have a lady right now that she bought a $20,000 car. It broke down when she owned $7,000, so she already paid $13,000. And she took it back because the car broke down. And on her credit report, it say repo amount of $7,000. With that, there is nothing that I can do to fix that other than you have to get a payment agreement to repay those $7,000 back. And she said, but I'm not driving the car. And I said, that's what happened when you take the car back. Don't you dare take that car back. What you need to do, if the car broke down, I'll tell you what, there is organizations, no-profit organizations that can help you fix that car, finding a cheaper mechanic. If the car you don't like it anymore because it's the color you don't like it, sell it. Refinance it. I don't know. Ask your mom to buy it from you. Whatever is, there is other option. Trade it in for another one. But do not take that car back to the dealership because repos are the number one problem because you're going to pay that car and you're not driving for that car. And I cannot put you in a house with a repo balance. I can put you in a house and I can tell the bank she had a repo and she's been paying for this car that she doesn't drive for 6 months. She got a payment agreement. But yes, to answer her question, medical collections, repos, and student loans are the problems that are on the top 3. But they're fixable. We can fix it.
One more I thought of. What if you in the house, you said it's a 30-year term, but what if you outgrow the home or you ready to, upgrade?
You want to sell
How
it?
would you do it? Yeah.
Okay, that is a really good question. You guys have great questions. See, that you will have to wait and not sell the house for 5 years because, see, we want you to stay. We want you to build communities. We're not giving you this awesome house for the cheaper price so you can sell it because we want you to grow in there and help us build this community that we envision, right? So buying and selling is not our thing. And also, your mortgage will be for 110 or 100,000 and you bought it for 135 because we gave you the $20,000 down payment. And in order for us to, we're not doing that so you can earn $20,000 in 3 years if you sell it. That's not the reason why we do it. We do it because we believe in the community and we want them to build the community. So you have to stay in the house for at least 5 years. Now, we had a situation where the appraisal of one of our houses in Kinder Whittier came back at 175, and this guy bought the house from us for 135, and we gave him $25,000 down payment. So his mortgage is 105, and the appraised value is 175. So this couple, they have instant equity. In his particular case, we never had a house that appraised so much. It maybe was the location and the other houses around. We as a Habitat, we have to protect that equity. So in his case, he had to stay in the house longer. And I think it was 7 years or 10 years, I don't know. But he said, hey, I'm not going anywhere. Nobody's going to take me from this house. So in that case, but until that equity runs out, then he can sell it. But usually it's 5 years.
Okay, so what if you own a house, but you want to buy a new house.
Yeah, this is only for first-time home buyers. So if you own a house, you will have to sell it, and you can apply when you don't own a house for 3 years.
For 3 years.
Yeah.
Say that you're in the house and maybe some kind of issue comes up, whether it's, I'm sorry. Say you have the house, you're in there, and it's less than the 5 years, or maybe it is the 5 years, and some type of issue comes up and you have to move out. Isn't there something that says you cannot let like your child take over or a family member or something like that?
Yeah, if it's a main event, I mean, like a super, like, not common event, I'm sure we can, I mean, who runs that organization are people, and people that wants to help other people. So if it's a case by case, I'm sure we'll find a solution. Nothing is going to be wrong with the house, hopefully, because it's a brand new house. So it's like if you buying a brand new car, it's very hard that, and you have a 1-year warranty that if anything goes wrong, we go and fix it. But if it's something wrong in your family, is that what you're saying? Okay, yeah, then we'll definitely, you know what we probably would do, and I remember one case, we went and bought the house from the lady. Like we said we want that, because we have that a waiting list, and we probably want the house back, and we just, buy it back from you. And we have one that the lady died, and then the kids took over. Yeah. Yes. Okay, good. So at this time, the classes that we're showing here are only available for Tulsa Habitat families that qualify for the program. But I told Patrice I'm very passionate about this. I don't have the space, I don't even know how to do it, but I'm very passionate about this. For this congregation, and maybe a couple more that I talked too much in the past, I'm going to offer an open test class for everybody that is in here. So if you want to come to the class, come to the class. We're going to open up for you guys. Just come to the class. Kids are welcome. Some people ask, well, what about babysitting? Kids are welcome. I mean, you can see them on the side and bring iPads and stuff. We provide, when it's Saturday, the long class, we provide breakfast and lunch. Yeah. To our family. So you can, Patrice will have the schedule. You can check with her. It's like a postcard with all the classes, and you're welcome to come. Make sure when you come, you have to tell me, I come from Going Hard for Christ, so I know, that, you're not one of the families. You had a question? No? Oh.
Can you have a dog? Can you have a pet in your home?
Oh, yeah. I thought you asked me if I have a dog. I'm like, yeah,
No.
I do. I'm like, nobody asked me that question before. I do have a dog. Yes, you can have dogs. Yes, and cats. Yeah. It's your home. Yeah, it is your home. You can do, after that, it's all on you. Yeah. So thank you so much for having me. This has been a so fun experience for me. And my daughter is in college, and I'm going to ask her to, next time she comes to Tulsa, to come and visit you guys and have a worship night with you guys if you allow me to bring her here. Yeah. Thank you.